Hey, what's up? Good morning or good afternoon, depending on how fast we can get this uploaded and out to you. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in absolutely gorgeous Lauderdale by the Sea. You know, even on our most overcast and rainy days and stormy days, it is still absolutely beautiful. Take a look at that. Man, just love it. Yesterday it wasn't that calm. Went out fishing, burned my finger pretty good, trying to keep a reel from being spooled out. I don't know if you know what that means, but somebody ran over our line. So many stupid fishermen out there ran over my line, spooled my rod, and my dumbass thumb went to grab it, and ouch, that hurt. But did catch a few kingfish yesterday. I think we did better than most fishermen. Very quiet out there, but man, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? If that was just a little bit bigger, I'd like to be on a surfboard on that wave right there. Another couple feet, 2 feet, and that would be fun. Anyways, not here to talk about surfing, fishing, or the weather, and we're here to talk about gold and silver, precious metals, and what's going on. Well, before I start into the gold and silver market, which I'm going to get to very shortly, man, for so many reasons, this photo is so fitting. I think good old George Washington would be rolling in his grave. Not would be. He is spinning in his grave. If you could hook up some kind of power source to that, or some kind of thing to a generator, you could probably power America with how fast George Washington is probably rolling in his grave, for many reasons. Most of those you can guess on your own. I'm not even going to go into the political spectrum of it. But I'm going to talk about what's happened to our dollar, what's happened to our currency, what's happened to our economics in the United States. And again, I'm going to go into what we call fiat currency, because it seems that the subject is kind of becoming more mainstream now. People are starting to understand what fiat currency is. Even more surprising to me, I shouldn't say more surprising, but I'm so surprised at how many young people are coming into my store. I've never seen this in my lifetime. I'm getting people in their 20s to their 20 to 35, in that range, in such a large amount of them are coming in talking about fiat currency, talking about money backed by nothing, and talking about gold and silver. And of course they're into cryptos and stuff too. It's a new generation. However, I think before they get into cryptos, they're learning about what fiat currency is, which is the most important thing, because you don't want to jump from one frying pan to another. What's the point of going from a US dollar fiat to a crypto fiat? Not an awful lot. Anyway, I thought this picture was real interesting. This is a picture of a real $500 bill made by the United States in 1928. Extremely rare, actually, to see them with the gold seal here, yellow seal. Usually they come with a green seal, and you can buy them from $750 to $1,000, and you can still spend them, but no less fiat currency. And I want to kind of point a difference here to you. Take a look at the statement right here. This is what our currency used to be backed by. It used to be backed by gold. This certificate is legal tender in the amount of thereof in the payment of all debts and dues, public and private certificate, gold certificate. So here's the key factor, the fact that it was backed by gold. But look down here. You could go and change this $500 bill in gold coin payment payable to the bearer on demand, which means that you could take this note and go get $500 worth of gold coins for it. So it was backed. This money, our money, United States currency, the United States of America, was, up until 1972, backed by gold, which means that you could take this piece of paper, which is really worthless, it's just an IOU, and go change it for real money, gold. Or, of course, products, food or whatever it may be, but the money itself was backed by gold. And now it is backed by, let's take a look here, nothing, absolutely nothing. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Well, the question you got to ask yourself, why and how? Well, why? Because they said so. How? Is because you have faith in it. At least some of us, or a lot of us do. But that faith in the U.S. dollar is just going away faster and faster, especially when I see young people just flocking into my store, knowing more about what a fiat currency is than their parents and their grandparents ever did. That's the most surprising thing. The younger folks I'm seeing, I mean, they're educated on this stuff. So it's kind of a strange awakening that I'm seeing here. And again, they know more about what a fiat currency is than their parents. They know what real money is more than their parents. I'm finding this surprising, and I'm not quite sure where this younger generation is getting this from. YouTube, perhaps. Maybe they're just watching the right YouTube videos like mine. So anyways, fiat currencies. That was kind of the discussion I was just on, what the difference is. At one time, the U.S. dollar was backed by gold. 1928, there's a $500 gold certificate. And then oh, there we go, sorry. And now it's backed by nothing. Since 1972, it's backed by nothing. No gold, no silver, not even a cow, not even a part of a national park even. So the dollar is backed by nothing, nada. And again, that's the kind of thing I was talking about, what defines a fiat currency. Just look up the word fiat. You'll see it in Wikipedia and all the other places. But crypto is also a fiat currency, and that's kind of why I've been talking to you about crypto lately. Just don't, jump from one frying pan to another. Gold is real money. Anyways, I thought this graph was really, really cool. Purchasing power of the U.S. dollar, 1913 to 2013. Source, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Take a look at this. 1913, the Federal Reserve is created. A dollar was worth $1 in buying power. So they're using that as the beginning of this. And you can see right here, we're going through the Depression years, 23, 29, 1933. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, executive order makes it illegal to hold gold coin, bullion, or certificates. So basically, take a look at this. As soon as FDR said you couldn't own it. Now remember, our dollar was still backed by gold. Basically what FDR was doing is saying, well, only the United States can own gold, basically, bullion. Only the government can own bullion. And our currency is backed by bullion. So this is why we're making it illegal for citizens. We don't want you speculating. We don't want you owning it. We want to just set the price at one level and back our currency with it, because FDR was in a rock and a hard place. Anyway, 1944, Bretton Woods established the U.S. dollar as the world currency. Now, why did they do that? Because we had our currency backed by gold. We were one of the few countries, even at this point right here, that had our currency backed by gold. The rest of the world loved that. That's why the whole world uses dollars, because we were backed by gold. And in 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement established that the U.S. dollar would be world reserve currency. And why did they all want to be part of the United States dollar and want to use the dollar as the world trade unit? Because we were backed by gold, not cryptos, not by promises, not by IOUs. We were backed by gold. Anyways, don't mean to be repetitive. If you take a look at the chart here, in 1971, Nixon closes the gold window into the Bretton Woods, beginning the modern 1971. I'm sorry, I thought it was 72. My apology. 71, Nixon closes the gold window into the Bretton Woods Agreement. Well, basically, we broke our promise to the rest of the world that we would keep our currency strong and we would have it backed by something tangible, real money, and we would not be a fiat. But of course, Nixon reneged on that, and you can see it's gone downhill ever since then. Not good. And it's going to, and you see this 2013 right here? See that little bit right there? It looks like, God, not even the size of my cursor. Well, I bet you it's going to be about 1/3 of the size of my cursor if you brought it out to here. And pretty soon, this patient is going to flatline, folks. It has to. No fiat currency in history has ever survived as long as the U.S. dollar. None. That's a historic fact. I didn't make that up. Look it up for yourself. Fact check it. But we are the longest surviving fiat currency in history, the dollar. And look where we are at right now in buying power. Worse and worse and worse. And again, it's a fiat currency, not unlike cryptos, which is not backed by anything either. So my advice to you is at least have something that has a historic value of 5,000 years, tangible value, something you can hold in your hand. And again, if you're buying gold and silver, do not let other people hold it for you. Do not put it in safe deposit boxes. You keep it yourself. This is the whole idea of having gold and silver in your hands as a tangible product, is that you eliminate that third-party risk. Banks are third-party risk. Other people, no matter how nice they are third-party risk. I had a lot of my silver and gold, a lot of my silver with the company that was a great company. They were a refiner. And what was the, gosh, I forget the name of the refiner now. Geez. Well, they almost took me for 6 figures at one point. But they just went out of business. I thought they were safe to keep my money at, or my silver at, and my gold at. They were not. And it wasn't even their fault. they got closed down because of something else. They were a great company, but they got closed down by somebody else's idiocy and government regulations, which when they closed down, they took my money with them. So, and I thought they were the best in the world, actually, and they were at one time. I believe the company, oh geez, what's the name of it? Ohio Precious Metals, which became another company. That's the company that went down. And they were a great company, but again, some other companies that they were involved with took them down, and they took me down with them as well. I eventually ended up getting paid, but I won't discuss that. But again, I would have never suspected. I was surprised when I heard it, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I thought I was safe. There's no safer bet than having this stuff in your hands. In your hands. We are no longer on a gold standard, so there's no promise to pay you with that paper dollars with anything other than more paper dollars, and that's the same thing with cryptos. Cryptos are backed by nothing but paper dollars or Canadian dollar, whatever the hell it is. Again, it is fiat currency, and again, we are the longest surviving fiat currency in history right now. The United States is the experiment. So I won't keep talking about that. Let's talk about markets right now, because that's why we're here, to see what happened this morning versus what happened last week. But before I did that, like this article, I'm liking the articles on gold money. And again, they are sellers of gold and silver. However, I know I can beat their prices anytime, but I don't know if I can beat their articles, man. I like these guys. They're very smart and very professional looking page. And I like reading them, by the way. Anyways, let me talk about a little bit what I've seen his articles before too. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correct. Lauderdale By the way, nice article, sir. I've read your articles before, and I just wanted to go over a few things that he saw. He's obviously old school, has been around for a long time because he recognizes the patterns. I can tell just by the statements he's made here. The dramatic sell-off last week ended on Monday morning when gold spiked down to an intraday low of 1765. I did not see that, but I did see silver 2193 or something. But in the morning trading in the European time zone, gold was up at 1843, $56 from Friday close, and silver was at 24.28, up $1.65 on the same time scale. The sell-off, this is important what he says here. And again, I can tell this guy's old school, an old school gangster like me. I've been in the business a long time. The sell-off in paper gold was repetitive. And you notice he says paper, not physical, was a repetition of events every November and December. You see, he's recognizing these patterns. I've seen these patterns for 30 years myself, or actually more in the last 20 years, I think, or less. But this gentleman recognizes patterns, events every November, December. This is what I've been talking about. I've been doing this so long that once you see a pattern develop, it's stuck in your mind, and he has too. And what he's seen is that slow. I don't think he spots it exactly the way I see it, but every November and December, and again, holidays around Thanksgiving and holiday seasons worldwide, metals get slammed early. It's monkey hammering, it's manipulation, and again, all markets are manipulated, so we're not going to worry about that. Of course, the game is rigged, but if you know how it's rigged, you can beat it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're beating the system because we know what they're doing. Anyways, this gentleman does as well. Every November, they kill it during a holiday trading. And he points out something here. I have seen it get trashed during December, but I think the last several years, December's been pretty good, a good month for precious metals, and it has been up. Let's take a look at what he says here. In the run-up of the year-end, the bullion banks managed prices and squaring exercise using the expiry date of December contract to squeeze out the bulls. The only exception was 2018 when they failed to push prices lower, but they rose strongly in 2019. Now, okay, that's what I'm thinking of, is that I think it was 2019 when prices went up way high during the holiday seasons. Typically, they get trashed during the holiday seasons, as we've been talking about for 6 months. Holidays seem to be a bad time for gold and silver, but again, it only lasts for a couple days. Anyway, great article. Again, little homework here. Read Market Report, Sell-Off Over by Lauderdale By The Sea. Nice article. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you. And again, I don't quite know what they sell there, but if they sell physical gold and silver and precious metals, you can check their prices, but I'll still beat them. Sorry about that, Lauderdale. Anyways, this is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. And before I go into that, let me say one thing. I'm a big proponent, if you're buying gold, silver, and platinum, I don't care what you're buying, whether it's parts for your car, parts for your boat, fishing equipment, surfboards, just basic stuff. Keep it local, and that includes buying precious metals. If you can find a local dealer and he costs just a tiny bit more, again, I'm very competitive. I will beat all the online sellers' prices, all of them. I'll beat all of them. I can afford to do that. I don't have the expenses that they do. So I'm extremely competitive, but not all guys across the country and all local shop and brick and mortar people can be extremely competitive. They have different operations. I run mine differently, and that's why I can be as competitive. And they may be a little bit higher, but still, buy local. Keep it local. Why? Keeps jobs local. These guys hire people. Keeps the business local, which keeps the money local. So I don't recommend buying anything online. You know what? I even cut my Amazon purchases down dramatically, and I'm going to buy local. So, but I'm talking about gold, silver, precious metals, rare coins, and that kind of thing. Keep it local if you can. Support your local guys. I highly recommend it. And let's take a look at spot prices here, because I almost closed out this show without even talking about them. Sorry about that. I'm going to refresh the button right here and see what we're doing. It looks like kind of what I said is we're seeing some jumps upward in precious metals. And I can't see where I put that phone. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that. I was mentioning on Friday, I think that what we're going to see here is we're going to see about par value and tiny jumps up again, like we were seeing before. And that's kind of what we've seen this morning. Since Friday, gold's up about $15, and we're sitting at the 1850 level. And again, kind of where I expected to be. Silver was dramatically all over the place. 2361 to 2442 is where we're sitting right now. And platinum, God, just decoupled from gold and silver. Look at this. Last week, gold and silver were going down dramatically, and platinum just went up all by itself. No, not even following the lead of gold like it has been for years now. Not even close. And it was up dramatically. It was 1,000 or 50 or something like that, or close to that, why gold and silver were getting tanked. And now look at it. Tell me this ain't funny. Gold and silver's up, platinum's down $21. So I've got to read into what is actually steering platinum. I have no friggin' clue. I know gold was for a while, but it seems to have decoupled from there. And as far as what gold is following, more or less, gold is following its cousin, almost a direct relationship with the falling dollar. So the more the dollar gets whacked over time, the better gold's going to do. And again, we've talked about that in our last couple shows too, and I've showed you the direct relationship between the dollar and gold, and how we're going to trade that on a long-term basis, and you're going to do extremely well making that trade. Now, as far as these little short-term hits like we had last week, these are holiday trading hits. These are, this is just monkey hammering, so don't worry about those little hits. Just buy the dips when you see it. Let's take a look at silver real quick too, man. Again, I've said silver has been following gold for a long time. Gold is a leader, absolutely, in this show. But sometimes silver is going to decouple as well, and I think take off on its own. It'll have more to do with industrial purposes, or maybe a bigger demand investment-wise. But meanwhile, it has been following gold, while platinum is kind of decoupled from the two. And silver, again, the erratic younger brother. When it makes moves, it makes big crazy moves, and that's what it's still doing today. That's really about it. I suspect I'm liking this 1850 level. I'm liking this 2440 level. I still think we can get monkey hammered and hit in during December. But again, as the last article pointed out, last December was a good year for us. So let's hope this December is the same. But if not, buy the dips if you see them dip again during the holiday seasons, because the dollar ain't getting any better, and gold is going to continue to get stronger and stronger. That's really about it, other than, as I said, please keep it local. Find your local coin dealer. If you don't live near me and you can't come to me and buy, rather than going online, give me a call. Maybe I know someone. I've been all over the country. I know dealers all over the country. Maybe I can point you to a good dealer. If not, I'll try to give you some references on what the good online sellers to buy from are. But again, nothing against online sellers. However, I really implore you to keep it local. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays for live quotes. and also what the best deal of the day is for gold, silver, or platinum. Always happy to tell you if we got any specials in as well. And again, if you don't live near me and you can't buy from me, don't hesitate to give me a call. If I can help you out, I certainly will. Hey, thanks for watching. Have a great day. If there's anything big that happens during the day here, I'll do an update here. But if not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And again, I expect prices to be about the same or up $5 or $10 tomorrow. But let's see what happens. We're living in exciting, strange times, so anything could happen. Meanwhile, long term, relax, you're cool. Buy the dips. Have a good evening. Oh, not evening, I'm sorry. Have a good day.